fluffing up my pillow. I'm getting comfortable. I have got so much in front of me right now. Okay, let's organize this 1 second. Something from downstairs that I need. Got it. I just feel like there's a lot to talk about. So I thought for today's video, I'd do a bit of like a monthly favorites, like old school style. It's also a bit of a new in beauty kind of video. It feels like September is just so, September is good. September is always good for beauty launches, but this like end of summer, autumn period has just been like particularly amazing. Also just a general catch up. I feel like there's been like loads going on in my life. I feel like I've been a bit quiet on social media this week. I've been organizing. So let's talk about that. But let's get started. I've got like a little skincare section here. I just want to talk about the fact that Dr. Jart is great. And there's definitely like a lot of pieces that come up in my routine again. Drunk Elephant features a lot, Beauty Pie features a lot, like the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum. What else am I using at the moment? Oh, like the Ultraviolet SPF. You know the things I'm reaching for again and again. But the Ceramidin Cream Mist is so nice. If you're using something like Tret in your routine and you're finding yourself getting a little bit dry, I was getting like a little bit dry and a little bit flaky around the mouth. This range is just brilliant. So good. So I purchased the cream mist. I actually think I purchased two because I was like, I don't think I can be without this. I think this is my mist. Like this is my mist of choice. It actually really nourishes and moisturizes the skin. And yeah, like I said, I was struggling a bit with kind of flakiness, and this in a matter of a few days, it's like boom, gone. Same with this, the cream, just the moisture retention shield. Brilliant if you're dehydrated like me. Again, if you're using Tret, it's a good barrier to maybe use before if you're particularly sensitive, or obviously like layer on afterwards. I leave my Tret like 10 minutes and then apply this over the top. And it's just a very good range. There's nothing that I've used from the Ceramidin range. Maybe the serum, I'd say the serum isn't my favorite, but the eye cream is great. This is great. The cream mist is great. The actual like cream that comes in a tub, quite pricey compared to the rest of the range, but also great. I just kind of wanted to give it my like official endorsement, like the Ceramidin Dr. Jart. I know I've been talking about it for years, but I feel like for me right now, it's coming to its own. And then I repurchased this. I actually purchased this like back in the day, like back when we were in the flat. It's the Cicapair Tiger Grass Camo Drop. So the SPF 35, and it neutralizes the look of redness and ignites skin's glow. I actually purchased this because I saw Alison Bornstein recommend it in her Into the Gloss article. Like two things that I love, Into the Gloss, Alison Bornstein. I was like Googling all of her recommendations and this came up and I was like, you know what? I used that back in the day, got rid of it, must have like gone off, kind of didn't really use it to its full potential. And it is really nice. I prefer personally like the ultraviolet SPF for like day-to-day use because I just feel like that, like I feel like it's a really nice formula that I use the right amount to actually get like the correct amount of SPF, if you know what I mean. I think this says to use 2 to 3 drops. And I'm like, that is nowhere near enough to get like that level of SPF-ness. But if I'm having a day where I'm like really not leaving the house, like basically at all, this is a really good kind of all over neutralizer, bit of a tinted moisturizer. It's got a bit of SPF in there, but it's a good like no makeup day kind of thing. So I'm just like loving Dr. Jart at the moment. Another thing that I'm loving is Skin & Me. I've worked with Skin & Me in the past, but I've been a paying customer like pre that, and I'm a paying customer now. And you know what? I took a bit of a break from it because like, you know, we change. I like to try new things. What was I trying? I can't even remember what I was trying, but it just wasn't hitting like this. And you know what? I went back to it. I think I lasted about like 2 weeks trying something else and I was like, you know what? My skin just isn't the same. It's like not as radiant. I was breaking out. Like I had, honestly, it was such a big spot that it changed the shape of my face. Like literally my cheek was like, boom, popping out. And all around here, around my jawline, like it just, the skin was not happy. So I've been a bit on a like, sort my skin out journey. So I've gone back to my Skin & Me. I've really ramped up the hydration with things like the Dr. Jart. And then we'll get on to right now, these two things. These are things that I've had in my drawer, and actually, one thing we have done, we've got rid of the Beauty and the Beast cabinet in the bathroom, which I know will upset some people. We put it on Facebook Marketplace, someone bought it, it's gone to a good home, it's all good. But it was like moldy on the inside. We did it free to pick up because we were like, we can't sell this. It's full on mold, like underneath. It just kind of like leaked. The wood was rotting. It actually smelled horrible. Like it was just really not cute. So we ordered just an IKEA drawer. It's actually IKEA drawers that we got in the old flat, and it was just a really good sink unit. You could fit so much in it. And now I finally have a home for like all of my products like properly, which is really, really nice. So I was able to go through all my sort of gadgets and tools, and I refound this and also this and was like, you know what? Whenever I've looked back at pictures and I'm like, wow, my face looks really sculpted there, or like my skin looks really glowy there, it's because I was using these on the reg. I kind of never really stopped using this. I've worked with them in the past on this, but I've also got the Dr. Dennis Gross one that I pay for. Like, I just think LED is really good. It's one of these questions that my friends in real life are like, Anna, like, does it really work? I really feel like it does. I feel like it heals my skin. I feel like it adds like glow and radiance to my skin. And whenever I'm like using it, I think you need to be using it 3 to 5 times a week for 10 minutes. I just put this on my face and then I get Vanderpump Rules. I'm up to season 8 now on my phone, and I'm just like, there you go. It's actually a really like nice relaxing time of my day. And I do genuinely notice a difference, and I've noticed a difference in like healing here from all of the scars. Like, honestly, what was going on? Every day, like new ones were just cropping up, and I feel like I'm in a better place with it all. But now I've said that, and you know what's gonna happen now. Always the way. And then I have really neglected this. I feel like at the beginning of the year, I was really, really good with this, and then kind of like haven't picked it up in a couple of months. Was surprised when it actually still turned on, and I was annoyed at myself because this was expensive. I paid for this. It's not cheap. But who did I see? Tama. Oh my gosh. She is such a good advertisement for this. Like, they need to like pay her because she made me buy this, and she does really good like before and afters, and she's like, oh, just did like my new face, and her face just looks, oh, beautiful. Tara, you're beautiful anyway, but when you use this, damn. And you know what? It works. I used it this morning, and I feel like it just like lifts the jawline, and particularly for me, like I really haven't got much of like a pronounced cheekbone, but then when I go to the side, like a little bit, you kind of press it in. I do like a few like that, and then I do a few kind of sweeping movements, and I do feel like it lifts that area up. I bought this time, the New Face Supercharged Iron Plex Mist. So I spray this all over, and this is kind of my like conduction fluid, is that what they call it? I do this, I do my new face, and then you can just like use the rest of your routine over the top. But yeah, it's one of those things I do feel like it makes a difference. I'm going on a hen do very soon. In fact, maybe now's a good time to talk about it. And I feel like I'm gonna be drinking more than I normally do, sleeping less than I normally do. Maybe not, but there's a high chance of me being like quite puffy and inflamed, and I'm like, you know what? That's my secret. I'm gonna take this with me. Organizing this hen do, I feel like has become my part-time job on the side, but I'm finally at the point where I've like paid everybody and sorted out the menu options, and I'm not gonna say any more because I just realized that my friend could definitely be watching this, possibly, but I've organized a hen do for 16 people, and I'm so excited for it. I said in the car yesterday to Mark, I was like, I just wish it was this weekend. It's really, really soon. I think we've got like 5 weeks to it, and I'm really, really buzzing. It's like one of my best friends I've been friends with since we were 2. So we've been friends now for like almost 12, no, not 12 years. Almost 32 years, which is wild. And I feel like the best gift that I could ever give her is like her dream hen do. So I'm really, really buzzing. And when I put it on Instagram stories, so many of you were like, give me the details. Like, I'm organizing a hen do as well, AKA the bachelorette party. And I will, like, once it's happened, I don't know if I'll do like a blog post. Like, let me know if that'd be helpful to you. Just like kind of a blog post of our itinerary of what we did, and maybe kind of like any planning tips, because I just couldn't really like find what I wanted online. There is like a lot of stuff out there, but I couldn't find something that really fitted. So I ended up kind of making it up as I went along, quite honestly. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. So that feels like it's taken up a lot of time. I'm more than happy to do it. I'm so happy to do it. I can't bloody wait. But yeah, let me know if you would find that helpful. Okay, skincare done. I've got some random things before we get on to makeup. Perfume, the replica from Maison Margiela fragrances. Obsessed. You know that I love When the Rain Stops. I feel like this is a very good year-round fragrance, quite honestly. It does feel quite autumnal, but it also feels summery. It could be Christmassy. It's a very good purchase for me. I mean, I purchased like the big 100 ml. Oh, it's so nice. If you're like me, I know I always say this about fragrances, but if you're like me and you're kind of not a super fragrancy person, you don't like it to feel too heavy, you're very Glossier this is in that family for sure. I'm really, really happy that I found it, and it just Smells fresh. It does actually smell like when the rain stops. Perfect description. But I did a job with Selfridges recently and I picked up this one, Under the Lemon Tree. And I had been into Space NK and tried to purchase it prior to that, but they were out of stock of it. And again, Under the Lemon Trees, very lemony, very citrusy, very zesty. So it definitely feels like more of a summer fragrance for me. So I'm kind of like eking it out whilst I can, but then I feel like sometime mid-September I probably will transition fully just into using this again and have to save the rest of this for next summer. But really zingy, light. If when you're a teenager you loved CK1, you're gonna love this. A bit of a random one, but I have been struggling. My psoriasis has been very interesting for the last kind of like 4 months. When did it get really bad? I think it was like April time. It had never been that bad. In my whole entire life, I've had psoriasis since I was maybe like 12. It has never, ever, ever been that bad. It was covering, I don't know what set it off. It was covering my whole body. I was having psoriasis in places I had never had psoriasis before. And really, really bad on my scalp. But this is good. It's taken a while to like kick in, and I have had to use some of like the stuff that I use from prescription on my body. I had like a really bad plaque here, like as if you're gonna get like a really bad plaque of psoriasis that basically makes it look like you have terrible dandruff here, right here. For a while I had to use what I was using like on my body, like here, and actually that really, really helped. But in terms of like keeping it under control, I just throw the Nizoral Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. I kind of use it, yeah, for the first 2 to 4 weeks, use every 3 to 4 days. Then use every 1 to 2 weeks to prevent dandruff from coming back. Yeah, that's kind of how I use it. I just use it like every now and again. I don't use it every single wash, but just use it like once every 3 to 4 washes just to keep it at bay. Really, really good. If you have kind of severe dandruff, borderline psoriasis, I feel like this does work really well. And this is something that I have used since I was 12. A 20-year-long recommendation for you right there. 22-year long, oh my gosh. I'm 34 this month, that's exciting. Another favorite is this. Sorry, just waving this around. I feel like it's been a while since I had a hair tool favorite, because ultimately I leave my hair to air dry. You know what? I love the Dyson hairdryer. The Dyson hairdryer with the diffuser, like that's basically all I use. But this month I had a Glossier shoot up in London, and Harold James did my makeup. He was amazing. I had some photos taken with the new Glossier Foundation, and it was just like a really fun afternoon. And I also had my hair done, and the hairstylist used this. I was like, oh, can I have like Sarah Jessica Parker, but kind of like big natural waves? Like my waves are kind of like lost their wave a bit. And so she was like, yeah, I will use this. And I never would have gone for this, but like me and curling tongs, we're not best friends. They're a bit fussy, like you have to kind of use that like grippy thing, and like always just makes your hair look a bit strange at the ends. And like, I don't know, it's been a long time since I used a hair curler, and I always feel like my hair drops, doesn't last, not into it. However, to refresh second day waves, like, what? Like, this is amazing. So if like me, you're a fan of kind of like your natural wave, your natural curl, but second day is just a bit of a pain. Like I end up having to like basically rewash my hair again, which like is fine if I have the time, but sometimes I don't. Whereas with this, if you watch that reel, you know what, I'll link it down below for you because you can like see me do my hair like kind of real time with it. But I basically split my hair into 2, split it into 2 different layers, and then do 3 curls in the bottom, 3 curls in the top, repeat on this side. I let it like cool down, so I don't like split them up whilst they're still hot. I let it cool down, I'll go do like brush my teeth or something, come back, then run my fingers through it, do a bit of like the Larry King smoother that I use, and then like this is the end result. Amazing. It's like revolutionized my hair routine in the fact that I can still get that like relaxed wavy look, and it doesn't look like too precise or too perfect on day 2. So big fan of this. I'll link it down below for you. Have we finally got to makeup? Yes we have. You know what I've got on today actually? I just shot a beauty pie job and I used the Sheer Tinted Oil-Free SPF 20. This is their tinted moisturizer, and I use it in a light, and I always mix it with the All-in Wonder Illuminating Primer. I don't know how I like originally found this combination, but I found this combination like, it was pre-Ralph's, like over 2 years ago. I remember wearing it a lot the summer that I was pregnant actually, and They're like the perfect pairing. I was like trying to work out how much I've got left of this. Not a lot, but I use 1 pump of this and kind of a pea-sized amount of that, and I just like put it on the back of my hand and like pressed it into my skin, and I'm super happy with how my skin looks today. So that is a great combination. Obviously, have also loved the Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation. What a dream to work with Glossier. Like, I still can't believe that that video and that campaign like actually happened. I have to say, the last month has been like one of the moments where I've just been so like emotional about my job, and like really so grateful for you for like watching and supporting. It's enabled like just this really crazy cool life that like teenage me would have screamed. Like teenage me would have been like, absolutely not, not possible. And to be a fan of Glossier since it launched, where I would like convince people to like, obviously I would pay them, but like they would send me Glossier from the US, and then to be able to work with them on this campaign, on something that is so glorious, on a product that I have wanted them to make for years, is one of those like full circle moments that is just very, very cool. So yeah, thank you. I feel like I've had a very emotional month. So base-wise, I feel like I've been wearing that most days. I did also buy this, oh, what's her name? Mary something. Is it Mary Phillips? It is, Makeup by Mary Phillips, and she's coming up on my TikTok all the time. I followed her, and she was using this Hakuhodo brush. I remember this brand from back in the day. I feel like a lot of people used to talk about it, and she was putting on her base with this brush, and I was like, I need to have that. I'm still testing it out. I feel like the Glossier foundation is actually a little bit too thick for it. It might work better with something like MAC Face and Body. So I'm kind of testing it. It's very, very expensive. You can't get it in the UK. I had to like buy it off of eBay, pay a load for shipping. So I'm gonna make it work because it wasn't the cheapest brush in the world. And it's very soft. Oh, it feels lovely. But I think she underpaints and then goes over the top with like a concealer or a foundation with this brush. So this is more of a watch this space. I'm testing it out. I can see this video is getting really, really long, so I'll try and speed things up. This is one of the new shades of Glossier Stretch, so I'm just going to apply that around my nose and on any areas where I've had a few spots. Maybe I'll use this brush. For reference, I'm using L2 in this. I use L3 in the foundation, but if I'm a little bit more tanned, I do also quite like M1 as well. Medium 1 is quite good. I just feel like around the eyes, nothing beats fingers. Do you know what I mean? Like the heat and the warmth of your fingers like really blends it in, which is what I want. You know, one launch that I've really liked. You would have seen me use this. I feel like I've used it in TikTok videos or maybe on here. Yeah, because I remember saying I don't know what the shade is. I think the shade that I've got is Travertine. I think that's it. But just doing, this is again that little like TikTok hack. Also doing a little bit around the chin. A little bit around the chin. That is a lot. And I just always like the Beauty Pie Pro Color Angled Cheek Brush for this. I like to do the chin contour first, just so I don't forget, and then just blend up the contour. But I would put this in the natural contour product category, along with like Kevyn Aucoin powder, the Westman Atelier Face Trace contour stick, and then this, like those are my like top 3 where I'm like, I feel like for the level of makeup that I like to wear, the level of makeup that I like physically can do, like I feel like this is a product that just like sits really well in that category, so big fan. For eyes all month, I've either been wearing the Armani, the eye tint. I actually do really like the new formula now. I'm over it. The new formula 20M is the color that I like most out of the new formula, so would recommend that. Or I've been wearing the Merit Solo Shadow in Vachetta. This one here, I mean, is that not a bit of me? Was that my last video? Was the sponsor video I did with Merit? Again, one of those moments where I'm like, this is a brand that I have viewed and admired from afar for so long, haven't been able to get my hands on it. Remember seeing Sandra, TT Sandra, doing sponsored videos with them and just being like, oh my gosh, I want it all. This looks like my perfect makeup brand. And then to meet them at the launch, to have worked with them on the launch and then work with them on the launch of this shadow, I'm just like, that is so cool. And it's a brilliant, brilliant product. So brilliant that I made an order and it's actually just come through today. I think they sent me through 5 of the eyeshadows and there is 8 in total. There's like 4 neutrals and kind of 4 like colors. And this was one of the neutrals, Mid-Century. Look at that. So I put it next to Vachetta actually. So Vachetta is here, Mid-Century is here. Obviously Mid-Century is like a lot more kind of reddy orangey. I want to try it. I'm going to try it today. My Merit brush I've just washed, so I think it's still damp, so I might just do it with the EF2 Makeup by Mario brush. So I haven't tried this yet. Obviously love the Vachetta, love the formula, but I'm excited to use this one. So a little bit deeper, still like very natural and kind of barely there. Oh, really nice. Really nice with a green eye. Obviously that bit of like red just complements a green eye really nicely. Could probably layer it up a little bit more, but I kind of just want that like watercolory wash today. I really, really like that. I knew I'd like that one as well. I feel like with a brush, you definitely get more of that like kind of watercolor look, but with a finger or with the Merit brush, actually, it's just a lot like thicker. So you can build up the color and like pack it on a little bit more, but I'm liking the sheer look today. Right, this is new. I haven't actually used this yet, but it's called Victoria Beckham Beauty Vast Lash Smudge-Free Volumizing Mascara. The packaging for it is glorious. Like it's heavy. Ooh, those sorts of brushes. I saw Brittany Bathgate wear this in an Instagram yesterday and I was just like, you know what? Whoa, okay, it's very volumizing. I've got a really long day. I'm going to an Arquette event tonight, so I need a mascara that's gonna last all day and not smudge. So I'm putting my trust in this one. You know what? I'm not sure I love that. I feel like it's a little bit too wet. It also just isn't easy. Like I've been using the Merit Clean Lash a lot and it's just like boom, boom, boom. Like basically don't even really need to look in a mirror to do it. That felt really like I needed to work with it a bit, but I'll reserve judgment on it because sometimes with mascaras, you know, they need a bit of air in them. I feel like I just need to be like this, just get a bit of air in it and dry it out a bit and then it could be really nice, but it's almost too liquidy. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the end result is nice. I don't like hate how my lashes look or anything, but I don't know, it wasn't super easy to work with. Then lip product wise, do you know what I've been wearing lip product wise? Like basically every day is this. Summer Fridays, Pink Sugar lip balm, easy peasy. Then I scrape any foundation off of my mole and I'm good to go. This video is really long. I said to Mark, I was like, I'm just gonna go upstairs and film a video, like won't be a long one. 36 minutes later, I haven't even got round to like catching you up with what we've been doing. I had a moment where I was like, we need to sort out the rooms upstairs. They were full of stuff from the kitchen renovation and just like a general mess. Our room that we put kind of all our like loft bits in was horrible. Like you couldn't walk. You couldn't walk in it. There was like no path to walk anywhere, and I've got like things in there that I use quite often, like my wrapping paper and like my nice bows to put on my wrapping paper and like bits and bobs, and it was just getting a bit too stressful up there. So we had such a good clear out of the loft and you could swing a cat up there now. It's really, really exciting and everything just is in its place. I'm feeling so much more organized with that. And what's the other thing that we did? Oh yeah, cleared out like the room that has our gym bits in. So I actually feel motivated to work out because I'm excited to be in that room again because it's like, you can breathe instead of being surrounded by empty boxes. Like what is even in this box? Oh wait, nothing. Oh, and the bathroom, downstairs bathroom renovation actually finished this morning. Our plumber like left this morning. He's like, right, I'm done. It's not finished because it doesn't have a door. So we need our carpenter to come back and like finish that. But we're getting somewhere with it. And it was really, really fun to do a smaller scale renovation. And it really got my juices flowing for like more just like one-off rooms. Like we can just save. And then when we've got the money to do a room, we can just like do a room. Like that feels really nice instead of having to do very long renovation projects. That's just a rough, like what we've been up to. I'm sure there is more. Hopefully you just enjoyed this, just chatting through makeup. I really enjoy doing this and kind of miss doing this. So if you like it too, like drop me a comment down below because it feels kind of old school. It feels just old school just to like plonk myself down and talk about makeup. But actually, I really like it and I love watching these sorts of videos as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. A mishmash of everything. I really hope you had a good August and have a great September as well. And I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.